Hey guys, so I'm going to be reading James Patterson's First Love. I'm not going to show my face in this video because I'm going to be recording from my iPhone. So yeah, let's jump on into it. So we're on chapter 5. So, chapter 5. This wasn't anything like the moped I rode once. It wasn't anything I'd ever felt before. We weren't even on the highway yet, but already it felt like we were flying. Then above the roar of the engine, I heard Robinson's voice. I don't want a tackle. I don't want to tickle. I don't want to tickle because I'd rather ride on my motorcycle. It was an old Guthrie song. I knew the words because my dad used to sing them to me when I was a little girl. And I don't want to die. I just want to ride on my motorcycle. I joined in, even though I can't carry a tune to save my life. Robinson steered us past strip miles on the outskirts of town. He was whistling now, because if you ever want to blow out your vocal cords, try singing loudly enough to be heard over a hurley. He was acting like it was no big deal to be sipping away on a stolen motorcycle. My God, what in the world did we think we were going? We were supposed to be on a bus, but instead we were on a stolen motorcycle that cost more than my dad made in 2 years. Escape was one thing, but robbery took it to another level. Suddenly I couldn't stop picturing the disappointment on my dad's face when he posted my bail. Or the headline in the Klamath Falls Herald News, "Good girl gone bad," next to an unflattering mugshot that washed out my blue eyes and pale skin. I tried not to imagine a cop around every bend as we headed south of the Klamath Falls Country Club, where my mom used to go for slow gin fizzies on ladies' poker night. And I kind of freaked out when we were actually acknowledged by another motorcycle rider. Heading into town, as he passed, the biker dropped his arm down, 2 fingers angling toward the road, and Robinson mirrored the gesture. "Don't take your hands off the handlebars," I yelled. "Ever." "But it's a Harley wave," Robinson hollered. So it's rude not to do it back. Of course, manners are useless when you're flat on your back in the bottom of a ditch. I didn't say that to Robinson, though, because I had to admit, Robinson was driving the motorcycle like he'd done it 1,000 times before. Had he? Didn't a person need a special license to drive a motorcycle? And what about the hotline? It would have taken me that long to figure out how to start the motorcycle with a key. Yeah, we had a few things to talk about, Robinson and me. Past the Home Depot and Eddie's 90 days same as cash, Robinson yelled something, but the roar of the engine swallowed his voice. I think it was, "Are you ready?" I didn't know what he was talking about, but whatever it was, I probably was not ready. Then I noticed that the speed limit went up to 55 and Robinson pulled back on the throttle. This may be obvious, but the thing about being on a motorcycle is that there is nothing between you and the world, or between you and the hard pavement. The wind rolls in your face. The sun shines in your eyes like a light. There is no windshield. There is no seat belts. We were going 65 now, and the little white needle was rising. I tightened my arms around Robinson's waist. "What are you doing?" I yelled. 80, and the roar of the wind drowned out the sound of my screaming. 90, and the tears were streaming from my eyes. I clung to Robinson for dear life. 100, and I might as well have been on a rocket ship blasting onto the atmosphere. Adrenaline cruised through us like liquid fire. We were charged, dangerous. The motorcycle shuddered and gained even more speed, and the wind was like a giant hand trying to push me off the back of the bike. My life flashed before my eyes. My small, sad life. Good riddance. The fear was electrifying. It was terrifying and amazing, and if I thought I was having a heart attack before, I was definitely having one now. And I was totally, dizzily, thrillingly loving every second of it. In these brief moments, I showed my small-town good girl reputation like an ugly sweater, and I burned it in the flames of the Hurley. We were runaways, outlaws, me and Robinson and me, and if we die in a furry crash, well, we'd die happy, wouldn't we?